Alright, so we are live and back at it looks like. So, last time we kind of stopped mid-battle. First time we've actually had to do that. Because our warfare was somewhat large-scale and long. And effectively, we are returning to the midst of our battle where a wave of undead had come through, either diminished or otherwise knocked down piece of the barrier separating the Badlands from the rest of the world. A small army of undead come through, led by banshees and some kind of lich. And for the most part, we were making really good progress. The banshees knocked a couple people out, but they managed to make it back. Aside from, I think we lost we only lost one squad. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think
we lost a set of the knights.
A set of the knights. Yeah, we lost one squad. That's right. That the lich itself did some sort of touch of death from the sky that nuked them, and then on the very next turn they awoke as undead minions, zombies that added to the other forces. And so up until that point, it looked like just kind of waiting for them to get to us. We were able to do quite a bit of picking off until kind of that happened, which kind of set a little bit of turnaround for the whole battle itself. And we kind of start to worry a little. Our archers tried to fire at the lich, come to find out that their mundane arrows were just unable to harm him at all. And so now we were kind of moving on to plan B after figuring that information out. The car cast something, but I can't remember what it was. And he's got a big circle on him.
Was that the Guardian
Spirit?
The Guardian Spirit, yeah. So at the start of their turns, the Guardian Spirits would attack the enemy, the evil things in their range.
Yeah, wait, wait. That was my turn undead, probably. We had like two things that were fleeing. That was at the last round I did.
Yeah, so because it's your turn again, so I mean,
I didn't do anything on my next turn.
Your turn had not taken place yet. That was very
two
much
of them
true.
Do have symbols on the corner as minuscule as they are.
Yeah, I was trying to find who was the ones they were running.
I think it's Unit 38 and 52.
Yep, those are turned already. So that happened last turn. And that doesn't also leave a stable effect on the ground.
I probably was just doing this to see how far it was around me, and maybe we left it.
Yeah, probably. The 15 circle is the Cloud Kill that the Necromancer cast. That's what that 15-foot circle was.
So I would
all in all, Car, it's your turn anyway, so.
Yeah, I would yell all magic on the lich. That towards the evokers, and that everyone else crowd control. Ignore the ones that are fleeing. And I will. I guess call lightning on the lich.
Okay. Open the lich before we resolve anything.
Can
Yeah.
you pop open the unit sheets when you get a minute there too, Drad?
Ah, yes. I share all the good guys.
I get the scouts.
Ready for
No,
me to
this
do.
is the bad way to do it. That's right. We figured out this is the bad way. So I'm not gonna do that.
I'm
going to actually share them directly.
Can I go ahead and do damage?
Yeah. And Izzy, you had the warriors, and Steen had the knights.
I
Was
had
it
the
other way?
knights.
Oh, it's
I
the
had-
other way around. Okay.
Yep.
So you partially resisted lightning? Rude.
It's better than totally resisting the arrows.
Yes.
Are these popping up as I'm dragging them onto your guys' portraits, or?
I don't see anything at the moment.
Are you
I see
dragging
the evoker.
dragging the
Wait.
dragon from the combat tracker?
Yeah, that's what I was doing, but I think I did it. I was dragging from the combat tracker, but I think I was dragging the tokens, not the dragons.
Yeah. Copy. Dragons. Dragon. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm just going to move slightly, but still stay half out of the night unit there.
Okay.
So they had to be 2 squares to be considered a front-facing attack, right?
That's right. Yep. 2 of your squares overlapping 2 of theirs. Which we currently have, I believe, on Night Unit 2.
Not bad rolls.
Unified front cleaves several of the undead in front of them. Many fall.
And I believe I can't move it forward, right?
Yeah, if you're not moving, then I have to do it, I think.
Last we left Izzy.
She's making Molotov cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
We'd actually made several by this point. Gathered up every spare spirit bottle there was.
She probably kept one just off to the side for herself. Some liquid courage.
Looks like we've made 18 Molotov cocktails.
Okay, so she's gonna direct some of the civilian type people inside the walls to kind of spread those out along the walls so that we have some ready if anything makes it close.
Okay, yep.
And then I guess there's probably no way to see anything if she goes off the wall, like downstairs.
Yeah, not from the inside. There's it's a pretty solid wall. All of the visual, like there's no parapet windows or anything like that in the main wall itself. Only up on the top of the wall, where the walkways
Right.
are, or the towers.
Yeah, so she's just gonna hang out there for now and wait and watch to make sure, just see what's going on the battlefield, make sure nothing's coming too close.
Okay. Alright, we have the scout units.
I'm pretty sure they're just gonna try hiding.
Okay.
Number 2 is
Where they are on the battlefield?
Schmidt.
Okay. We're gonna hide, so hit me with the stealth. Yeah, they are considered hidden for sure.
And move on that.
Magic missile towards the lich.
Okay. And so since the lich is a single target thing, it would normally do double damage. Let me double check something. He's got. Okay, so the first set of bolts would have done double damage, but you can see the lich kind of wave its hand out in front, and as it does, the magic missiles hit an invisible barrier just a couple of feet before hitting the lich itself. The force missiles seem to absorb into a barrier of force surrounding the lich.
Okay, that's your turn.
Well, I mean, that's the first one, right? So you get your first volley, and so you notice that one gets absorbed. So you still can direct the others however you like, because there's multiple, with magic missiles, there's multiple ones.
Zombie 27 fleeing.
Negative. So yeah, theirs gets 4 darts. So there's two have been used.
All right, that's your turn.
Make sure I include his.
Whoops.
Still haven't attacked yet. Okay,
I
so you did.
did. I clicked the wrong thing. Or double clicked the wrong text. I was like, why doesn't that roll the hit?
So the last couple of skeletons that were still alive in that particular unit finally fall to the warrior strikes.
The knights cheer at them.
The warriors roar.
Trying to boost that morale.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Were the warriors going to move?
As much as they can.
Kind of pincered in by the other thing, so they're going to have to move 4 squares to get there before they can move elsewhere. I guess they can go through. I guess that also, or yeah, 4 squares to get one place or the other. That's right, yeah, units can move through units, that's fine.
They only got 30 movement speed. Yep, there we go.
The skeletons let loose a volley, all concentrated on the exposed car. Several miss as they plink around him, but quite a few hit.
That's their move.
Is that other doing?
Yeah, that's their move plus double, so that's it.
Oops. Still attacking uphill. You see the Lich take a couple of steps back. As it does, you can see it start to move its arms in an arcane casting pattern as its hands glow red. Ball of fire streaks across the battlefield. so.
That's gonna be some big damage.
Okay, so everybody fails. So let's see here. So that's a single bit of damage. The knights are not fully covered, so they won't take the double. Very last of the priest units fall. So does Carr. As the intense power of flames hits them. Hold on, what did I do? Wait a second. Let me back up. Did this? That's double. It's not double to Carr and Bijou. That's not right. Because he's not a unit.
Your face is not a unit.
Oh,
It's the unit.
are not a unit of measurement.
You should still have 8 hit points left.
Woohoo!
Okay, yeah, so Carr's not down, but he's hurting. The priests, however, do take the double because they're entirely covered by AoE. See the Lich back away slowly again. It's trying to get defensively behind some of these other units.
Zombie 38's turned,
Oh yeah, he's the turned one.
and the next one's turned as well.
Easy enough then. Okay, so they're going to move away, retreating back into this little basin that they're in, of which technically provokes an attack of opportunity from the knights should they wish to take it or to hold fast.
Oh, they wish to take it.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh yes.
Wait, that's advantage, right? Because they're downhill.
That's right. That's right. They would be advantaged on those units downhill. They take off charging down the basin as the knights slash at their backs as they turn to run. And by the time they make the end of their movement, they regain their resolve and turn, facing back towards the knights that attacked them.
Oh no, Skeleton 44 is running away.
Okay, they very slowly climb the steep incline that is, this little sand dune here, making their way up. And with advantage, still roll a 4. So there's that. Okay,
Right.
and then the knights are back up. Oh, these knights have sanctuary. It says no sanctuary. So is that what you cast earlier? No, somebody cast
That was
it.
from me. That was from
That's
the
from Beach? Oh, okay, yeah. And what does sanctuary do exactly?
I think it was like anybody who attacks them has to make a will saving throw or
Wisdom.
wisdom. Yeah, sorry.
I
Or have
did
to
not-
attack somebody else.
I didn't do that, but neither one of them landed their attacks against the knights this last round. Pretty sure. Let me see. Yeah, they were both attacking uphill with disadvantage. That's right, they sucked real bad.
Yeah.
And then the
Did the
other
lich hit them?
with the fireball, but it doesn't count for the AoEs. It only accounts for attacks or anything that's directed. It now appears as though nearly half of the zombies in that particular unit have fallen. The others continue to drudge forward.
I can't move it forward. You'll have to do that.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
Mm.
So, Steen, having been saved by the priest from the zombies' wail, I think this is actually his first turn to act since he's been conscious.
Yep.
Healing potion? Potion?
Fury healing potion.
2 superior healing potions? What are you doing?
Oh, that is a potion of superior healing, which is 2 or 8d4 plus 8.
That was 8d4 plus 8, okay.
Mhm.
Excellent. That's 24 points of healing to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I have HP.
So that was your bonus action.
That was my action. I did that as an action.
For us, it's bonus action to take for yourself,
Okay.
action to give to feed somebody else. Use the same.
Okay.
It's the same house rule that Critical Role uses, and I like that one.
Well, that's all I'm doing right there.
Okay. Small horde of zombies attempt to surround Lumo.
Too bad I'm the one.
duck, dodge, parry.
Spin, thrust.
Seeing Kar and Bijou having just taken a fireball to the face, Izzy's gonna go crap, and then she's gonna grab one of the bottles that they just prepared and start running towards the stairs.
Okay.
We're on fire, so she's going to bring explosive liquid to us.
Yeah. Here, this will put you out. One of my greatest memories of playing the original Left 4 Dead. Throwing a Molotov on my friends as I got on the boat. Amazing.
I don't know how tall the stairs are here, but I've got about 15 feet left of movement on a dash.
Those damn stairs.
Yeah, because you get 3 times movement in a right? If you use move,
Yeah,
action, dash.
So, yeah.
So yeah, it's perpendicular. Like so, to go down, you just follow the edge of the line. It's like 45 down, so it's 4. Just it's a long staircase that's exactly butted up against the wall itself. So you just kind of follow the staircase down.
We're installing fireman poles when this is done.
Okay, so she gets to about the bottom of the stairs, I guess.
Yeah, so that was all 3. That's all 3 movements.
Well, that was 2, but she also picked up one of the cocktails. So.
No, you were already doing that. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
then
yeah.
she's got 30 more.
Mhm. Alright, Scout Unit 1. I think they hid less. Both scouts hid last turn, is that right?
You know what? I bet you my scout number 2 was supposed to attack, but because I think my first scout was like, kill the lich. Oh, nothing worked. What?
That makes more
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, I'm not sure.
That is okay. So these guys probably have to hide now.
As I say, just to make sure, just for simplicity's sake, if they were supposed to attack while hidden, that's kind of like a waste, like a
Yeah.
accidentally wasted turn. So I'll let you
Yeah.
pretend that this is like that they go ahead and attack this round with both, and that way we're on the same page. We have to figure out which is which and
Okay.
all that.
Shit, I just closed down my scouts. Can you drag me some? Oh, that should have been advanced. Let's see.
Just make sure it's not a 20. They crit on a 19?
Not that I can see.
No, okay. No, I didn't. Okay. The Warriors crit on 19? Because somebody was supposed to. No, they have reach. Never mind. That's what I gave them instead. Sorry, never mind.
Alright.
Continue. Sally.
Ian's done.
Okay.
28 points.
Glass him.
Let the opening happen.
So, okay, if they do a fireball against the lich, how does... Is that a disadvantage or something?
Nope, that's just regulation. That's about as regular as it can get.
Yeah, for the No, the evokers on.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
No, they should do double because they're units. So they would do double damage to either whatever's completely another unit that's completely encapsulated by the AOE, or any singles can take double damage from AOEs from a unit.
Well, I'm going after 32 and the Lich with a fireball.
Okay.
Do the dexterity saving throw. You can do it on them one at a time.
Yeah, just go ahead and do that instead of doing the targeting thing, because that messes. Like, since the damages are different, it's hard to do the other stuff. So the skeleton's gonna take. Yes, you could go ahead and hit the damage into the chat, and then see what it is. Many numbers. Oh, 2 casts. Oh, you made your own. Okay, never mind. That's fine. Yeah, that does double damage. Wait, 12. No, theirs is already 12d6 instead of 8. Oh, that's gonna hurt a lot. So right click on that and go to double value.
And drag that
onto the skeletons. Yeah, they're toast. Instant.
face.
That's their last fireball, right?
Yes.
And he succeeds, so he's
'Cause
going to
he's
take
a-
normal damage. So just drag the 40 directly on.
Big ass jerk.
Is it me, or are we all
My
hoping?
40's already an 80, so how do I just go half? No, that's 20.
No, you don't have to click on where it says 80, where the actual rolls, where all the d6, you see all the d6s. Still. There we
Nice.
go. Yeah.
Yay!
Okay, Car gives a attaboy to them evokers. And yeah, that's their move.
Alright, scouts. Technically, they have higher elevation than those that you're pointing at, so you would have advantage on that. Oh, they're also hidden anyway, so it's like, it's a double whammy, yeah. But for the archers on the hill, that would be advantage, disadvantage because of the height difference. It's all kind of up to you.
One for the zombies.
And double up.
Okay.
Is there anything I can do to resuscitate my priests, or they're just gone?
No, they got evaporated. And they fall like that was
Okay.
10 different units that all fell dead.
All right, so I'm gonna put out my hair and then I'm gonna run to Car.
Put out your hair and do a little bit to try to put out his as well.
Yeah.
So that's your bonus action. You still could use another action if you'd like.
It wasn't my bonus action. I cast a healing word.
But Healing Word's a bonus action spell.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It even has a range as opposed to like Cure Wounds, which is
Yeah.
melee.
I just didn't want to be by myself. It's scary by yourself. I can't move myself back.
Where'd you go?
I'm under the knights.
You are known. That should be like 3/4 cover.
Yeah. Right? No, I'm going to try, if I still have a spell left, Dissonant.
Well, it's not necessarily a spell you have left. You have an action.
Yeah,
So you use your healing word at level
2.
level
So I
2.
can't use another spell.
I say this because they've told me this 100 times.
You can, since you can cast 4th level spells, you can cast something. The total spells that you cast in a round can't be more than your biggest spell level that you could possibly cast. So since you can cast 4th level, you used a 2. That means you have 2 more levels left that you could use on a second
So I
spell.
use level 1 spells.
Yeah, 1s and 2s both are acceptable.
Sure, we'll try level 1 spell.
Okay.
I'll try and cast Dissonant Whispers on the Lich. Can't remember if I did that before.
I'm not sure if you have or not. You just know that he's quite powerful, so you know that he's very
A
strong
jerk.
at resisting magic just through the sheer nature of his power. Although you get the sense that it's something that would possibly affect him.
Yeah, so I cast
he was
it.
able to actually physically fend it off versus doing nothing.
So I don't need to roll damage on him.
It does. Is it Dissonant Whispers? Is that a half damage? Yeah, you can still do the half damage.
Still good rolls.
Okay, so now it's the warriors. The warriors go.
Booyah. I don't think they can miss.
It's pretty hard for them to do that. They have to roll a 1, I think.
Woohoo!
How these return.
You're getting really good at missing when you should be not attacking.
No, the other ones.
Oh.
The ones I attacked with the ones that should be, but with
Oh.
actually should have attacked, and I'm running away with the ones that are turned.
I was gonna say it's really good at working out.
Mm-hmm.
The game knows. The game knows. Just gonna go for it. Okay, warriors are up.
And then going up to the next sand will be double movement, correct?
Yeah, going when you everything on the transition until you're fully on. Once you're fully on the other color sand, then it's normal movement. But if any part of you overlaps the other both colored sands at the same time, that's double movement.
Okay. They took a dash action.
Okay. Dash to get up to where you're at. Okay, at the end of your turn, before. One second, real quick.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so the Lich is going to use a legendary action. End of the warrior's turn. An icy cold rave. Streaks from the finger of the Lich and just passes right above Car's head, barely missing. The temperature around near you feels like it drops 20 degrees just from that arc of frost passing near you. Okay, Lima, you go ahead.
Okay, so you did that. Now it's my turn.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you
Oh,
can go
sorry.
ahead.
I was just waiting for more flavor text.
No.
Haha. Wait. Okay. Yep.
Technically, he still has. The 5 AC for shield. No, he doesn't. Never mind. No.
I saw it expire at a weird time.
Yeah, it probably expired on Steen's turn or something, since I used his effect since I knew he had the spell. Because the one on the Lich itself didn't actually code. Like, I can't drag the effect off of the NPC list like I should be able to. Anyway. So what were you doing?
I'm gonna start flinging some light, but the zombies are gonna be able to get an attack on me.
Oh, okay. Yes, they will.
I thought I was maybe just in range, but no.
Oh no!
Wow, they rolled shittily. Or at least what I assume is shittily.
Below average. Okay, yeah, you can carry on with your actions.
Yeah, that's what I think about your shield spell.
You can at this point see, like, dark clouds of energy start to kind of come out of the Lich, as it seems like it's draining out of him in a way. It's like really viscous blood-looking stuff, but instead it's as at this point you can start to see it just kind of dripping off of him, like oozing out of his pores and just falling off onto the ground and disappearing.
Okay, we're gonna go. Right up close.
Okay.
And go Searing Arc Strike.
He failed that DC.
Oh, shitty dice. Shitty dice.
Shitty dice indeed. 5d6 ended up with 12. That's pretty bad.
Okay, so that was a 4-key one.
Trying effort though, right?
I was really hoping that would finish him off. Nope.
Yeah, me too. His turn is next, and he's a
No. That's really
big
hoping.
jerk.
Don't worry, Lumo's
You
on
just
next
pissed
to
him off, maybe more than me.
Lumo is now the favorite enemy.
I'll bring you back.
Is that the end of your turn? I'll bring you back.
I'm gonna.
Sorry, bro.
So wait, I moved 65, so I have another 35 feet to go.
Round.
Run
Oh,
away.
I
You
can get
don't
one-
want to get in melee?
I can get one attack off because I'm hasted still.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's do the old Radiant Sunbolt again.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, my fists are. My fists
Hey,
are.
They're magical. Yep.
They are magic.
Give him a good magical fisting.
Hada!
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey. Way to max that out, buddy.
Just on the off chance.
What are we keying here for?
Just on the off chance.
Right?
Oh man.
I
You have
feel
key
like you
left?
need a break.
After that, I have 1 key left.
Okay.
I feel like
That
you need
land.
a break.
What?
Get him!
Ah.
Ah.
He rolled okay, but he has a plus 10 con save. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, not off chance. Stressing the off on the off chance.
Needed that natural 20.
No, he's. Yeah. Okay, so that was. So I have 30 feet to go.
Run away.
Yes, please run away.
We'll go there. Slap him in the face and run away.
We will speak well of you, friend.
at the end of your turn, the Lich is going to use a legendary action. You can see some of this dripping black viscous energy that is seeping out of the Lich coalesce as he kind of spins in place, and you see it burst out into a giant cloud around him 30 feet away, which is just the edge of the range. Okay, those guys are out. Okay. As it bursts out around, it feels like a shadowy hand passes through you as you start to leave. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, you didn't make it out of the cloud of doom.
I'm gonna not use that. There we go. That's better.
Much
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
It is 5 times better.
You feel as the shadowy hand that feels like it rakes through you. It's like it grabs a piece of your soul as it tries to rip it out.
I like my soul. Give it back.
So I feel like the question, do you want to get into melee with slightly rhetorical invading?
No, not really. I mean, because that's 30 feet, right? That wasn't necessarily a melee thing. Like visually, as you're running away, you know, it feels like you're almost jerked to a halt at the end of this rope, and everyone else kind of sees like a little shadowy version of Lumo streak directly out of your back and pull directly into the lich. As you can see, that black energy coalesces and begins to come back in and heal himself. You see his wounds begin to close some as the energy seeps into his body. And then, on his turn, he's going to turn and face you. The dry, parched sand itself has, unlike some of the other areas, it's still kind of loose. But in this kind of sand here, this far into actual Tenaria, it's not like you're used to the sand of the Badlands that is just powdery and super dry and parched. Here there's a bit of moisture, almost like the edge of the beach, how some of the sand, as you step on it, has some compactness to it just because of some of the moisture in it. And as you're running away, you kind of feel the moisture begin to drain out of the sand in the area around you.
No.
And then slowly you feel yourself begin to drain from the moisture that's held in your body. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
You can do it this time.
Roll higher.
I mean, you did it. Dude, ta-da!
I'm gonna go drain some moisture, you guys.
Pull out that decanter.
That's Abby Dazzlems, or whatever the hell it's called.
That is a spell that does something similar. This is actually just regular blight.
Oh.
Not a
That's
plant,
not good.
but with a soul lit from your body, the water drained from it, you shrivel as a husk on the desert floor, dying badly. In multiple
There's no
ways.
goodly way to do that.
Well, at least I'll be nicely preserved.
Well, yeah.
Mummified a little.
So good job on that Constitution saving throw.
His DC is pretty fucking high.
Yeah, that one's DC 20 for that one. He's still a lich, even if he's been drained of a lot of his power. He doesn't have 8th and 9th level spells like liches do. Ooh, cool.
think the warriors can handle this now.
Got your back.
Okay, these zombies are gonna come charging back at the knights
Bring it.
they just ran away from earlier.
Back up the hill.
And that disadvantage is really killing them. Or better yet, not killing the knights. Alright, Steen's up.
And he's gonna drink another potion.
Okay, yeah. Not the best potion. That's better.
Second one made up for it. Now look at that, feeling refreshed.
So you get to move and you can move and still action on Steen.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to do that real quick while Car's doing his thing. Okay.
Guiding boat, level 2. I'll do a little something in Kragan. See a little bit of light go.
Nice.
Oh, look at those dice!
Yeah.
Look at those dice. That's almost
Wah, wah.
exactly how much you just healed for.
Oh.
Yay!
As the guiding bolt hits him, you can see again that black viscous energy starts to drain from him visibly as it plops on the ground and disappears around him.
And as my bonus action, yeah, healing word level 1. So level
Okay.
1 and a 2.
Oh, on Lumo? Okay.
Not today, Lumo. Or a couple more times today, I don't know. And that is everything I can do. Utter something to Valia.
The end of your turn, you can see the Lich enrage as Lumo begins to stir again. You can see some of that wispy energy coming that's what was viscous, some wispy aspect of that starts to bleed and trickle over in Lumo's direction. As it kind of slowly meanders across the distance, it eventually would get to him and be reabsorbed by Lumo himself. And you can see that he is quite displeased at this, so he's going to turn to you, Car, and fire another one of these rays of frost.
He's gonna have a cool one-liner, like Mr. Freeze.
And I'll save it for when Bob's here.
Oh, miss again.
Oh,
Dodgy
the
cleric.
one-liner. Dodging the freaking one-liner.
Thank you for the. I don't say it because I just nice cool breeze in this desert.
Keep cool.
Oh,
Chill
nice. Okay.
out. For all the spell,
Stay frosty.
anybody that has arcane proficiency in arcane can roll an Arcana check. Throughout all the arcane casting the Lich has done, it has not once spoke or uttered a command phrase. Something that is normally a required component to most arcane casting.
He's cheating.
I finished Night Unit 1. I'm also moving Night Unit 2 right now.
Ah, yes, okay.
Well, isn't that convenient?
Oh wait, no, they can't move 30. Oh, they can't make it to guard. And we are back to the top of the order.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're re-rolling every time. I was like,
God, that bastard's up
think-
high too.
Lumo gets to go before him. Although he has a couple of people's turns to use legendary actions before it gets to Lumo. So who knows what's going to happen.
You know, that's the problem, you know.
I know what he's going to do, but I don't actually know what's going to happen.
He must not be very legendary because he's got more than one.
They reset every round though, right?
Yeah, they on his turn they reset. His actions reset every turn on his turn. He's only just started using them though.
Wow.
you just rolled that into the chat, Ellie.
I know. I
Okay.
I didn't mean to,
That's okay.
but that was for the Lich.
It's not an actual roll, so you'll have to put it on him directly. You'll have to drag it to him directly for that. It doesn't actually roll anything.
Okay.
Oh, he failed.
What? Yes.
Oh, that's a lot of ones.
Yeah.
Hey, you still got him.
Oh,
Hey.
shit, that's a lot of ones.
Oh, I was gonna say something.
Go
But it's
ahead,
not
go
important.
ahead.
You got a
Do it.
one-liner? Come on, bring it.
Do it.
Well, I would just because it's my my discount whispers. So I was just gonna say, "Vos creature of invalid vos por norte color." That was that.
Nice.
So many ones.
Not the loneliest
There's
number
enough.
now.
Hmm.
Mine does have turn on and off again.
Although he can't hear you with that because his headphones.
Bob can hear us.
Well, he's not wearing them right now.
Psychic. You have psychic powers. Messages.
Mhm. If we started reading off puns right now, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Oh, he would sense it. He'd feel it in his heart.
Alright, this skeleton unit's going to try to back up off of the warriors. The warriors are still kind of attacking uphill, so they can make a attack of opportunity, but at disadvantage on this far right side.
What? What? They warriors, come on. Disappointment.
Okay, so a set of knights.
Oh. Yes. And they've still got the height advantage, so
Mm-hmm.
oh,
There you go.
Yeah, they do.
Advantage. Advantagely destroyed.
Those are not ones.
woohoo!
Hey, just to make me feel better, Drad, would you take the Soul Starved Lich off the map? Just make that thing go
He's
away.
creeping us out, man.
Drad,
Um,
it said dying, Drad. Drad.
You didn't say dead.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Kick him when he's down.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay.
Oh, can you move the tracker forward? Thanks.
Yep. Alright, you were unconscious, so it'll take half of your movement to stand up.
Okay, so I only have 50 feet to move. That's so limiting.
Oh, and the thing that you might have missed
The
was there
haste
was
would have
like
been gone,
some
Oh.
some sort of like, was it that part of Lumo was trying to make its way back to him or something?
That's
Whatever was stolen.
right. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you were there for that or not. So there's like a thing coming towards you.
Yeah, it's a lot like you saw like the white wisp of cloud, like it's like almost like a little mist that came out of the assassins when you killed them. Very similar kind of wispy cloud, but black, coming back towards Lumo.
Is that thing dead yet?
It has collapsed.
That's so ominous.
Kick him when he's down.
Anybody well versed in religion wanna know? Try to see if they know something about liches.
I have half proficiency.
Liches be crazy.
That works. Car, you very specifically know about the way that, liches themselves, undead wizards, as is pretty apparent to everybody at this point, but they come back through the power of soul infusion, and they store their soul plus the soul energy of others into a phylactery, and that when they when their physical being dies, their energy usually transfers back to that phylactery, wherever it may be.
I mean, there's a bit of time too, right, between when it can come back. Like
That's
at
right.
least a day or something.
That's right. It's let's see. Some number of days. Could be as little as, I mean, a day, but as many as like 2 weeks.
2 quick questions. Do I know how far can he be from that phylactery?
There is no known distance other than on this plane of existence.
That narrows it down.
Quite a lot, actually.
I mean,
If
just
there's anything
starting.
you're thinking or wondering about. This one definitely, like from what you've studied, liches are extremely powerful, and although this one did quite a bit of nasty stuff, didn't do any of the stuff that they're renowned for doing. On the power levels that they're renowned for doing it at.
He's just a baby lich.
Last question. How big is phylactery?
That can vary. Some have built monuments to be their phylactery because of their ego, while others it could be as small as, like a 1 foot cube, or something like a big vase or something of that nature. They don't have to be very large necessarily.
Okay, I lied. Now one last question.
Okay, yep. You rolled really well, so you have this is an area you just happen to know a good bit about.
It was fun childhood. We have killed other things that you told us there was these rituals to get rid of them. Is there any form of ritual that I know of to sever his connection to his phylactery?
Other than destroying the phylactery itself, there's nothing that you know specifically. Now, there might be something out there that could sever them at a distance or sever them from their body, but that's not. That's something that regular, not even like high priests and the like know about. If it's out there, there might be some theories that you've read some, that people have dismissed as kind of crazy. And not really feasible, like it takes god level powers or these kinds of things. It doesn't make any sense anyway. But as far as something that a regular or mortal person can do, there's not anything known other than actually destroying the phylactery itself.
Okay.
So remember that. Might be important in a minute.
You want to just holler to Lumo, then look for a phylactery if you just happen to see one.
If you just stumble
I haven't
across
tripped over one in the desert, no.
diamond in the rough, Clever lich, hit it here! What an amazing...
Do a potion of greater healing.
Okay. Yeah, your haste, because of being knocked unconscious, you obviously would have lost your haste. Just concentration on the haste spell.
Alright, so that plus force of 15. Okay. I'm gonna jump into the black shadow of myself. Like, this might be an obscure reference, but like Powder when he's running into lightning.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
You got
I
that?
gotcha.
Okay.
I actually like that movie. I don't think many people like that movie, but
It was weird.
glutton for punishment, I guess.
It was weird. Yeah. So yeah, move me in that wherever you figure that shadow is.
Yeah. So the wispy thing, as you kind of run into it, you can kind of feel it almost like a shock, not pain, but you know, like when you jump into cold water, like you know, you have that shock reaction. That feeling kind of courses through your whole body, and then certain feeling kind of starts. You know, you start thinking about you never really noticed in the the last few seconds of kind of what's been what has really transpired from that, but you really start to feel like that maybe you had some thoughts that weren't very pure, that were kind of overtaking you. Your own mind was starting to warp a little with that part of your soul removed. As you kind of think of it this way, if you're thinking from a game mechanic standpoint, you felt like your your good evil side had started to the spectrum had started to slide on what your decisions were with that piece of your soul removed. But now that that soul has reattached, you kind of feel like you're under your regular sense of morality.
Stuff.
Soul Eater.
Okay. Would that be my turn, or can I do things?
I know you can do things. Yeah, so you moved, you started running towards it. You would have, like, you move 50, so you could move 25 more, or since you used half of it to stand up or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
And your action.
Blast him.
This would be a disadvantage, right? Or they're slightly lower.
What are we blasting?
The skeletons. I don't think I can get in range. Yeah, no. Just the skeletons. That's the only thing I can get in range of.
Okay, yeah, they're the ones that were. Those were the ones that were turned. Yeah, you can hit those. And no, it wouldn't be a disadvantage. If anything, they're halfway downhill now, so you would actually have advantage on them.
All right. Well, pew pew. But I thought me attacking a group would be just be normal then.
That's right. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. So it's a cancel out kind of thing. Advantage for the downhill, but disadvantage because they're a group. You're right. I don't even know my own rules.
There are a lot of variants for this fight.
Wait till we get a unit full of liches. Then we're.
Shh, no,
Yeah.
no. Drink your tea. Enjoy the tea.
Yeah, the tea that makes you make better decisions than that.
Need that good tea. That's right. Okay.
All right, we're gonna go strike a pose and go
Okay.
defend.
And then use your. Is that your last key point to be defensive?
Yep.
Okay.
Feeling kind of exposed.
You said strike a pose. I thought you were gonna go Captain Morgan on the Lich.
Well, my legs don't know how to be that long.
Alright, so advantage and disadvantage. Kinds of mess. Well, this is probably gonna Hopefully, if I hit advantages, all this cancels everything out.
Yeah, should.
It does, and it misses.
Lumo's gonna do his expert maneuver to deflect all those arrows by going bees.
Bees!
Chris Farley, that's what I imagine.
So that energy that had started to leak out of him, when he collapsed, you could see it start to pool out into this black puddle around him that's starting to spread. But now it is starting to like evaporate into mist all around. Lumo, I need you to make a strength saving throw. It's a loud, thunderous boom happens nearby.
Is that not roll? Oh, sweet. That's the worst I can pretty much roll.
Yeah, I mean, because a one's actually not worse than that, right? You get to reroll it. So, you have slow fall, but you're going to be knocked 30 feet backwards.
From the lich.
From the point of the lich. If you want to go ahead and do that, you will not take any fall damage from that. But you will take.
Friction burn.
11 points of
Oh
force
no.
damage from the blast itself.
11, you said?
Yep.
Okay, I applied that.
Car, I need you to roll a strength saving throw. Does this skeleton?
At least he's strong.
Car, you're actually not knocked back, but you're going to take 5 points of force damage from the blast. So is a zombie? Let's go. Skeletons aren't knocked around, but they obviously take a large concussive force themselves. And then this zombie here. Natural 20 for the zombie, so it's just going to take 5 points of damage. Okay. Well, it's not actually their turn just yet. The body of that lich explodes, and that liquid, viscous, and barely starting to evaporate mist just kind of poofs up into the air like a giant puff of smoke that kind of suspends there for just a moment. As it does, many NPC windows. A large swirling black portal and through it steps a familiar
No.
figure.
No.
The figures, you could see the very familiar staff with the skull on the end and the extremely dark robes. They seem to be pulled down over his body and hanging a little looser than they were the last time you saw him. You kind of see him hover here somewhat in the middle of this cloud of mist. You can see him physically like trying to scoop some of this mist towards himself as he's trying to absorb some of the power. You see him trying to do, you just like physically, like he's fanning it towards himself, but a lot of it in the area is starting to just kind of vapor off and dissipate as it's leaving, and you hear him cry out with rage. What before was almost like, you think of the noble tone and the way that he was speaking before was very, very calm and very elegant in his speech mannerisms, but now it sounds very harsh and very, very toned like this. How could you take this power from me? There's no way. You see, more and more of this mist just starts to evaporate and dissipate. You hear him crying out as he's almost kind of like jumping into the air, like trying to fan some of this mist back towards himself as it's just leaving and dissipating. Some is being soaked into the sand and disappearing. Some is evaporating and just disappearing into the air around him. And as he's kind of leaping into the air, trying to fan this stuff to him, the hood of his cloak comes down, and when he lands, you can see what was before a young, handsome-looking human male is now like a very old, very, very old. Like the skin drooping, spots on his skin, a lot of his hair's fallen out. As he's trying to absorb some of this power back. Both. They got both of them. It will take me forever to get this power back. Do you know how many innocents had to die to make this happen? You've only ensured that many more's death. I'll be back. I'll be back for you. You see him turn a very bony and like gaunt finger over at Lumo. Your people have betrayed me. They will be next. As he steps through the portal, which disappears behind him.
Plot twist.
Can I yell after him?
You may, yes.
I tell him that we did this because we're champions of the light, and he is not of the light, and we'll be waiting for him.
Ooh, pretty bold word. Yeah, we have a very low pan kind of situation going on here. Anybody seen Big Trouble in Little Chinatown?
Who hasn't?
I mean, everyone should if they have not. So.
Well, this is as it's closing, so
Mm-hmm.
But Bijou has big words.
And the priests are up. And all of the mist gone.
That's it.
These warriors are straight up feeling the love.
I hope so. That's all the love I've got.
Car's frustrated because he would have liked to launch the lightning bolt at the portal, but he didn't get to. So
Gotta level up and get them legendary actions, man.
Yeah.
Get your own lair.
Although I do also like Matt Colville's idea about legendary actions. Like, only evil things have legendary actions. There are only things that are being enemies. Although I don't know if that's necessarily true. I guess
because
Well, I'm thinking like metallic dragons would have legendary actions as well. They're not
Don't they?
necessarily evil.
I think they just have layer actions.
Would it be
that
heavy
so?
metal?
I don't actually.
Anyways,
because good is dumb.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you're on the good side, you pick the wrong side, so you don't get any of these things. Nana boo boo. That's how it works.
Yet even without these things, they always tend to win.
Yeah, lightning.
Lightning.
It's right in the middle of the motherfuckers.
Um.
Yeah, I don't know how these rules go. You have to tell me if I.
Okay, no, that's fine. It's like technically that's an AoE, and technically it doesn't cover, so it does like double in half, so it's normal damage, so it just works out perfect.
Ta-da! That was intentional.
So you did hit him with. Wait, let's see, Call Lightning is not AoE, is it? That's not Lightning Bolt. I was thinking Lightning Bolt, not Call Lightning. Call Lightning is targeted, right? Or is it actually everything in an area?
I get the storm cloud, and then everything between the point I strike. It's 5 feet away from that in every direction.
Oh, the point, yeah, so that wouldn't be... Okay, so that works out then. Although you could technically hit... What's the range on it? Because you could put
5 feet
point...
from where I strike.
No, I mean
And I
the
didn't
range
put
of
it-
the spell.
60 feet.
60 feet? Because you could put it at a point.
Oh, 100. Something, yeah.
You could put it right there, so it's 5 feet from both of those, if you'd like. I'll allow you to do that.
Okay. Then,
If you want to...
do you want me to do another?
save followed by damage on the other one, yep.
Yeah, I just thought with them being in a concentrated group, the middle. But this
If it was more than 5 feet from a point, it would be that it would actually wind up doing double damage. But it has to hit them all, so to speak, for it to be to do the double damage. Yep. Excellent.
Then I did the move to get some distance, and yeah.
All right, knights.
You could say they're thunderstruck.
No, they're lightning struck. Jeez.
Yeah, but there's not a song with lightning struck.
I can bring the thunder.
So those guys are up, but these knights have dashed, so they don't have an action left.
Okay, yeah,
So they're done.
They're up from the zombies are up from one and down from the other.
Yeah.
They're halfway up and down that hill. Yep. Christine.
Well, it's so depressed to show up
Yeah,
late to the
that
fight.
cloud's definitely gone, by the way. Cloud kill. Alright, we can do this, right? There are 5 enemies left. Rather mundane in nature.
swat. That's all I'm doing. The dash action.
Okay, Izzy's she's behind the wall and saw none of anything that just happened. So she's still running for the door.
All she heard
And-
was like a giant explosion and like a thunder, like a lightning strike nearby, and
Was
and
there any
then
reaction
a
from the
gl-
people up on the wall? Like, could I
a
tell if
lot
it
of-
was
What
Like,
is
could I-
this?
could I tell if it was a good lightning strike? Because I know Carr does that.
No, I don't know. That
Or
you
do
can
they
tell.
seem like they're afraid?
More like fireworks? It's like
Okay.
just dumbstruck. Well,
Okay.
I mean, they may have started dumbstruck. That's why they're regular common people, not
Right.
bad adventurers, right?
So as she's running towards the door, she's like, hold your positions and cheer your brothers. We've got them routed. I'm heading out onto the field. And she's just running for the door.
You did hear the gravelly voice on the wind, but it was from your position. You probably couldn't have heard most of the words.
Yeah, that
some,
was-
maybe some like some when he screamed in rage, perhaps.
Okay, so that's 2 runs.
Mhm.
And she gets out here and she's kind of like, okay.
You don't see the lich or any of that viscous goo that was dripping out of him.
Do I see Carr?
Yeah, you can see Carr.
Okay, because I started running when he got fireballed. So if he's standing, that's a good thing. So she's gonna just keep running towards him.
Okay.
And that's as far as she gets.
Alright, warriors.
Ta-da! It's kinda ta-da.
Ta-da.
Spent all that effort to make a line.
Don't worry, I strategize against myself.
Okay, so it's going to look sort of like the Death Star with all these people standing there, like all this little energy forming up, and this bolt of lightning just shoots out towards the zombie unit here.
Alright. And they fail.
Do it in chat or do it on them?
You do it on them directly, since it doesn't cover all of them, but it does some. Ooh. 12d6 is a lot of d6.
And just for not for any mechanical reason, just because it would look cool. Because my thundercloud's still above, so a few bits of lightning arcs out from it when they do that.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
And that's their move.
Force lightning happening here. Yeah, so the lightning streaks through them, and you can see a swath right through the middle of zombies are just incinerated, and there's only a few still surviving in the unit along the corners and out on edges. Right. 2 scouts in a row. Very unusual that they go later. They have a pretty decent initiative. For both of them to roll that poorly, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they got outrolled by Steen.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably I can get. Okay, cool.
Oh,
Well.
dude.
Oh, good thing you had another scout unit that could try. Hey!
Tides of battle turn drastically in your favor with the Lich Dead.
Yeah, he was the only one we really had to worry about there.
So it's still half movement, or now that they're halfway on?
For two more movements, take double. Till you're fully on the plateau, it takes half movement. It takes.
Okay.
There you go. Makes sense.
Oh no, they'll take a dash action. Look at that. Wham. No. No, that's even no. By one.
The last of
Jesus.
the warriors fall from their unit.
Oh, Steen needs to go first next turn. Come on, Steen. Get revenge for the warriors.
Man, zombies are stupid. To
And
attack uphill
inaccurate.
instead of downhill. Because they're stupid. Right, top of the round. Many of you go before them.
Sad panda.
Started with Lumo. Still has dodge on because it didn't know what to do with it.
He can take it off himself, can he?
Oh, I did it. That's right. But y'all can do that now, I think.
If we put it on ourselves, I think that's how that works.
We can do what?
Built into Fantasy Grounds is the ability to remove effects from yourself. Now, you can sit so the DM doesn't have to do that. Yeah, max damage.
Woohoo! It's funny that I go, let me be at the top of the toner next turn. Nope.
Go before the skeletons.
Yeah.
Alright, Priesthood.
Quick question. Can the priest do like I would do? Can they bring some warriors back to life at very little health?
No, with the units, when the units fall, they fall. They're all dead. So because they're all dying, like whenever they take damage, somebody in the unit is dying along the way. And so when the unit actually dies, it's the last person actually dying.
Okay.
You kind of heal them. You can heal them while they're alive, and that's what's bringing back some of them back to life, so to speak. But once they're dead for the units.
All right, I'm done. I dashed.
Oh, you dashed. Okay. I don't know if those have guiding bolt left or not. I think you only used one.
No, they only have their melee weapon. Well, in Sanctuary and Lesser Restoration. Lesser Restoration.
Okay, they did use both guiding bolts? Okay. I wasn't sure if they did or not.
Yeah, last game.
Oh, the warriors got to go early this time. So they
Yeah.
actually got to make the cover the distance and then attack the skeleton.
Lucky them.
Mhm.
Skeletons haven't been hit much before this either.
No, they've actually been unscathed up until up to this point. Oh man, some of these zombies are kind of weak.
Yeah.
Luma, the one you're attacking, may only have one zombie still alive.
Well, it started off critical, so I thought I had a chance at him.
Yeah, it literally had one hit point left.
Such is the luck of my dice. Almost killed the lich. Get smoked. Almost kill a zombie. We'll see what happens.
Just wondering, with the skeletons being kind of up higher, can I take a clean shot at them?
If you take a clean shot, it'll do half damage, or if you do this, it'll do half damage to the priest, and then clean shot to the, and then full damage to the skeleton with the lightning bolt. If you're talking about lightning bolt, right?
No, I was thinking of just doing a firebolt.
Oh, firebolt. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, firebolt's fine.
Okay. Son of a bitch.
Oh,
All the units get to go first, and all the units miss.
Wah, wah.
Yeah,
I'm
that,
nowhere close enough to grant them all luck.
Grant them all luck. Please, little luck.
yeah, that's their move.
Okay, what do we got? We got anything left in the reserve tank?
Kind of a little bit.
You could make it to the last man standing if you wanted to punch it. On the zombies, I mean. Although
I figured Lumo gets a couple attacks. I figure he can just.
he's already gone.
Yeah. Okay.
He can do whatever. Let me just.
I want to clean up though. Just gonna do a
Cleaning up beneath them.
guiding bolt level 1.
Okay, yeah. Come on, yeah, you got him.
nice.
The guiding bolt, this this radiant energy just barrels through the one zombie that's standing there, literally cutting the entire midsection out, and in a cartoon-esque moment, its upper half is disconnected from its lower half, suspended almost in true Wile E. Coyote fashion, as just a heartbeat later, the top half hits the bottom half and just falls over as the last zombie is dead. It had one hit point left.
Am I close enough here to chuck my bottle at those zombies?
Yeah, I think you could hit right in the middle of them.
I do that. I light it and I chuck it at them.
So what is your what kind of spirits did we get? Is the battle that you took with you?
Izzy probably would have kept like the bottle of rum closest to her.
Oh, this is the super stout rum.
Yeah.
All right, roll me a d100. 3d6 fire. The fire's big enough to hit them all, so it'll double. So 6d6.
It's pretty much average right there.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And 21 points of damage. The remaining zombies in the unit catch fire, flail around, running into one another, concussing themselves, and dying in a heap of ash.
Awesome.
You got something for 200 feet away?
No, I don't. But I do have Aura Vitality I can cast.
Okay, go ahead and start healing people up. Cast, and then
Next
use
turn I would use it. Well, I can use one bonus action, I guess.
Yeah, you can use the first. You can use one the first turn you cast it. Yep. Okay, go ahead and do that, and then we'll move along to the scout unit. You want to go ahead and apply the heal? I'm just expediting a little.
Yes, that's fine. That's for Car. I don't have enough room.
There we go.
Thank you.
What? No.
Many
That's
misses.
pretty far away, so it had to be, yeah, a disadvantage. It was still in max range, though, but okay. And then the next scout unit?
I rolled for both of them.
Oh, you did?
They both suck.
So,
No, longbow under the moat and longbow.
there it is. Okay, yeah. One of them. Okay, I see.
Jeez. Louise.
You go ahead and move the knights, and then I'll start expediting forward.
Yeah, they're both dashing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they don't have Sanctuary anymore.
Dashed.
See if somebody else can remove that, just for tests.
Nope. They're not. We don't own the units.
See if since Garrison is shared with you, see if it'll let you remove it. Remember, if you get to see the effects button.
I can see it, but I can't seem to do anything with it.
Okay, I got it. And I guess while I'm resolving this, if someone wants to add an effect to themselves, just to test to see if they can remove it, go ahead and do that. Alright, so the skeletons are going to drop their bows, draw their swords, and very weakly try to attack the warriors.
Oh, scouts will get a chance to redeem themselves.
Is he full on barrels in the car with a big hug? You're okay. And she looks around at Lumo and Bijou and is like, "Oh, you're all okay. Okay, good. I have one healing potion, and that's it. I had some rum, but I just used it. So
All right, both scouts are next to each other again.
They can do it.
All right, get him, bub.
Why that? Oh, well. Okay, there we go.
Hey.
There we go.
Lumpty-doo.
Yep.
Hey.
Waiting for the portals. Just waiting.
Yeah, just
It's Drad looks like he's smiling.
all of a sudden we get teleported somewhere else.
I tell Izzy real quick. So I could hear you up there, or from what I could hear anyway. Sound like you did great up there.
thanks.
If I mean, if it does look like we're out of danger,
Izzy gets inspiration for her actual inspiration.
Oh,
Yay.
I try to kind of see if there's anybody I can help, and if we're totally out of danger, I would just have them kind of the knights and the warriors just kind of still take defensive outside the castles, as I take the priests and evokers and anyone who can be. I have spare the dying, anyone that's not like completely dead. Anyone we can bring back or help.
In
I'll try to.
in a non-battle sense, I think you probably could pull a few wounded off of, like in that kind of like non-battle mechanic way. I bet several of the people you could probably bring back, but not from a functional battle perspective. We could.
Yeah, I try to organize that.
Izzy would help him, kind of chattering at him the whole time in the annoying way that she does with him. He's probably used to it by now.
Ask if she's got any of that rum left.
There's some back
There.
up on the wall.
Boom, motherfucker! Shit.
there you go.
Can I use my other RS?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and. Well, I mean, we're out of initiative in this. You can spin them all around, spin them down.
And,
That should be. That's enough for the next level, folks.
I'm
Everybody.
so excited.
I don't even know what happens in my next level.
I don't know either. I'm just
You get
excited.
5th level spells. You and
Level
Richie
9.
get 5th level.
5th level spells are fun.
I get to run on walls. Shinobi.
Oh shit!
How far up the Empire State Building could you make it now?
Actually, do I get more
If
movement?
you were hasted,
If I was hasted, I could make it up 300 feet. No. Let me see here.
because haste doubles your movement, right?
Yeah, haste doubles. So that puts up to 100. I get a dash and another dash. So yeah, 300 feet.
Yeah, you can move 300 feet in a single round. And that almost rhymes or in parity with the, leap tall buildings in a single bound. And that's the same.
Once I get more movement.
He's a good football player anyway.
I think 300 feet in 6 seconds.
That's a football field. I mean, it's Ooh.
That was weird.
How rude.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello, Governor.
And maybe I casually look for loot as I'm helping and trying to save people.
Well, I am. Me and these other group of warriors here are moving corpses.
Much to your chagrin, there's little in way of physical objects at all left behind by the undead. There's handfuls of, I mean, there's a good number of not great quality bows, short swords. But the zombies were almost quite literally just giant bags of meat. So,
What about the lich?
the lich?
Yeah, I want to search around him.
Go ahead. Investigation. Oh, it's pretty proficient. There is a divot in the spot of where the lich was when the explosion took place. But there appears to be no physical anything that the lich was even here. Like, not even like scrapes of cloth or, a finger or anything laying around. There's like everything, every physical aspect of the lich seemed to convert into whatever that black, misty, like it was started off as the viscous goo that turned into mist and dissipated. Every other aspect of the lich was gone.
Told you guys we could do it.
I also when next time Wolfen's next to me, I tell him to let in his book that there's a lich here, so it may not spawn back here. I don't know, but
Who all was arcane proficient again?
Bijou. I did the religion check.
Oh yeah, you had Bijou. Roll another Arcana check, especially now that you've kind of seen some of what's all happening with all of this. No, unfortunately, that's not really revealing. You know that there are some powerful level magic that didn't. I mean, it couldn't have been an illusion, not really, because that illusion was casting spells that hurt, like it was real, right? So it wasn't like a mental trick. But maybe something powerful enough could be real and not real at the same time. That's about the best you got.
Little smoke and mirrors, eh?
Yeah, some kind of. I mean, some aspect of that had to be real. Because illusions don't actually cast spells. Not, any kind of illusions that you're aware of, anyway. Okay, so with that, we have minor crisis averted in the immediate sense. We do not yet know or have heard back from the Archwizard, but I would like at least you to recap your what do you think that that necromancer said? What do you think? What was the necromancer talking about from your perspective?
Izzy
Well,
didn't hear it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, from Lumo's point of view, we've been kind of eking out existence. It's not even like close to thriving. So, I don't know if we stumbled upon something and took it for our own, or
We being.
sorry, my race.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah. So if we stumbled upon something, or if we took something without knowing, kind of like the One Ring type of thing, or if we, I mean, we're not notoriously a combat bunch, but we travel in swarms. So if there's something that we might have
He did.
thwarted through survival type thing, it's
He did say they betrayed him.
Yep. So
Yeah.
maybe just your presence being here is against your entire people.
Yeah. So why might he have said that?
yeah. No, it's if it's betrayed, then either it's like in Lumo's mind, either there's a group of people that he doesn't know about, the same race, or his race is unwillingly or perhaps accidentally aided them in some way, and then just as haphazardly gone against them, like just through eking a survival. He doesn't think that they would be working for him willfully or knowingly.
Yeah. So yeah, from your perspective, like, so one thing that like is like your time with them since you awoke, and you've kind of been living with your people for a while now. They from your morality perspective, they all seem like kind of innocents, just trying to survive. Like not really doing anybody harm. Not that there's really many people to do harm. Hiding from undead, killing the ones that they can, just to keep things off their scent. That kind of stuff.
Yep.
But like shady deals with necromancers or whatever. I mean, you're not like
That's a little bit far fetched.
there's nobody coming into your, like no strangers have come into your to even meet with any of your people ever. I mean,
Yep.
no one ever finds your people near as much, so
Yeah,
like, what the
I
hell?
mean, all of my people all have the same necklace that I have, which prevents most scrying detection type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just extremely likely that they'd be found, let alone bargained with, by some evil necromancer dude. So he's I don't know, Lumo's a little bit puzzled, but I think it's just made him more anxious to get there. He's still still siding on hope that probably nothing's all that bad, but this guy seems to be pissed off at them for some reason. So let's get clip clop and let's giddy up.
I do feel they do seem to be in more danger than they were.
Yeah, and the vision that you had, like,
Yeah.
That maybe this betrayal, whatever that he's talking about. I mean, you don't know if he's talking about his ass or not, but you think about that vision that you had in the Magistrate's Tower, which you weren't. I think if I recall from our conversation, you weren't particularly like, this is hand wavy smoke and mirror. Like, you didn't know how real that vision was.
I wasn't particularly moved by it. It was just, finger wagging nonsense.
It, like the rest of the tower, is nothing more than an illusion contrived for your, to bend your will or for your benefit. That was kind of your.
Mm-hmm.
Did this battle kind of look like what Steen's vision was in the tower? Like this one that we just fought?
No, this is much smaller.
Oh,
than the one,
okay.
Than the one
good.
that you saw happening. Or yeah, like Steen was a part of a unit in mechanics standpoint. But he was part of a unit that he and several of his unit members had to go and fill in, a formation that was breaking as the undead were pushing through many ranks of knights across a long formation. They were enough of them had died that they were punching through in a spot. So Steen was rushing up to fill in and reinforce that weakness in the line as Lumos people were running away behind. They had to fill in the gap to stop them from getting to those people. And then in Lumos' vision, he saw the phalanx fighting the undead off to one side, and then his people running away, and then some like banshees and some other undead ghost like specter type undead come up from the ground and cut them off and started killing them. That was kind of the two different visions, all about the same battle.
Right. Okay.
So, the cowardly commander still around?
Yes, he was like trying to move oil and make defensive positions inside with Izzy, mostly just following her direction. Working.
So he was drinking.
This is
I was drinking.
She was great. She was great.
If he was following your direction,
he was not following her. Like, what monkey see monkey do? It was he was following her order to make preparations of what oil they had left and stuff like that to heat it up and those kinds of things.
But there was another guy above him that poured it out, right?
No, the guy who was actually in charge of this garrison had a squad that went off to investigate the barrier, and they never came back. And we don't know anything about him. So,
He dead. D-E-D dead.
yeah, presumably, very likely, yes.
Just wonder if we should appoint someone else to look after this place for the intermediate. Which, I mean,
not in my power.
Steen would know more about the chain of command, though, if there was somebody.
I was just thinking, like, if we had any of the knights or that really, maybe stood out, if we had anybody in the battle that, I don't know, that was necessarily dictated. Be a lot if Drad had to tell us what each member was doing, but
Things.
As a group, we wouldn't have the power to dictate such a thing.
I was gonna say, Steen would probably know more about that. As a member of the Phalanx, he'd know, like, if somebody would be reinforced from one of the other keeps along the border. Or something like that.
That and there is battle promotions, and there are some in-house ways of doing that, and so amongst themselves, the lieutenant knowingly, he's good at logistics and those kinds of things, but not exactly just a super coward. Just didn't really know what to do. Like, would have been willing to run out there and fight with his men if that was what he was commanded to do, but not enough experience to do any kind of command himself or the competence. That was more his underfalling. So I think that from within, that there is definitely a sergeant of some sort who can take, like defensive command, so to speak.
That's what I would like to be able to do if I noticed someone who was really on it, just be able to point like you, nothing else, stand behind that guy, the leader guy, and push him in the direction he needs to go.
Their true officers, do have training beyond, like things on how to communicate, the lodestone that helps power the barrier. They know, like, so the lieutenant isn't just like useless. He's just not. He's useless in battle, at least in that, or at least in commanding battle. And so, like, the sergeants wouldn't want to. They know, and they wouldn't want to take over, like any of that. But they'd be willing to lead if some fight happened or whatever.
How it really works in the real military. So, ta-da!
Yeah.
Lieutenant's in the rear, sergeant's in the front.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think, and there was a couple of notable combatants across the board that were quite stellar in this battle, facing the undead, who never had to face morale problems. And so, in a way, it's even with equal numbers of undead versus humans, the humans are technically outnumbered because they don't have morale as a feature to worry about. People will break and run, but undead will not.
Is there anybody Izzy could find to ask? Was there any word from the other group of combatants?
The lieutenant would be the one who would have access to the same similar communication system that Steen has.
She would find him to ask that.
He's going to go check, and as of this point in time, there's been no word from anyone else as of yet. There is only so there's some powerful wizards, but there's only a couple that are high enough that within the phalanx that are high enough to actually portal people around, and
So we're probably stuck here for now in either case.
For a little bit anyway. And so they're trying to send reinforcements, but they have to get to both you and them. And so he reported in that this wave of undead was clear, and so they're the one that the Archwizard has won, and he's used his portals for the day. They're done. And the other wizard sent to reinforce the Archwizard, since the all clear is here. So they're still waiting before they can do any other. They've sent some through mundane means that are going to be riding to help reinforce some of the garrisons from like the supply town and the neighboring areas. They've called everybody in. All the phalanx are going to the barrier in one way or the other, but it's going to take time before all the numbers are there. Yeah, so we're not going to do much more today because we're thin time, but we won the battle. I was pretty excited to see that.
Yay!
The Lich had one more trick up his sleeve, but we didn't get to see it, and it's a good thing for you. So, that's always good.
The last thing Izzy would do, if everything looks clear, Izzy would go up and collect the bottles and take the rags out of them, and then just start handing them out to people.
Oh yeah, celebration.
Like, you did good, mate.
Although both the lieutenant and the sergeants are going to warn people that they don't know if this is the first wave. Don't know if the barrier is actually down. If this was just a vanguard, if this was just what happened to be near when the thing went down. So everyone needs, calm your nerves and get rest while you can, because we don't know if this is the last.
Izzy doesn't know anything about this. After a fight on the ship, they drink. So.
Right.
I take a good couple swigs for for luck.
Calm those nerves a little bit. I can't even fathom. I can't put myself in a position where you have to a small army of undead were actually attacking. That'd be scary as hell, even for someone who's strong, and it's got to rattle the nerves of even some of the strongest willed people.
That's why Izzy's been drinking so much. She's seen a lot of bad stuff.
The world problems are my problems.
Mm-hmm.
It feels right now like the whole world is on your shoulder. There's a lot of weight there,
Mm-hmm.
and we are every strike of the sword we are felling foes. But the more we kill, the more it seems there are, and the more other bad things that are happening around us that we can't stop.
But we did hurt the biggest baddie we've seen. He's not looking like a young guy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So Bijou thinks that's a success.
Yeah, Izzy just feels super out of her depth right now.
Not depth of bottle.
She's in her depth when it comes.
She's proficient in that. Probably not, actually. That would be a Constitution saving throw, but you know.
Yeah, so it's like the Lich just stole some souls from, like, killed a whole bunch of people to steal some souls, and then the barrier went down right after. So there's there's likely something going on with that. I have to figure that out.
So he I guess, basically, I mean, not necessarily asking, just working through out loud. He took all the souls and then empowered that Lich, put all of his energy into that, and when we took the Lich down, all his energy poofed into the air. Freaking Necros, man.
He also said something, I don't know if we caught it. He did say both of them.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't exactly sure what the second one was. If it was, I couldn't remember what we killed last time. I mean, it was, I don't remember. I don't mean last week, but before this encounter. We
killed basically a sergeant of a squad last time, the Risen Reaver. And he wasn't happy about that, but he's like, did you know how hard this was to, bring it to my side? But it wasn't, didn't seem to affect his power. Like, didn't seem to be put out that much by it, just annoyed.
He was more annoyed by the vampire thing, though, too, right? He wasn't super pissed about that.
Yeah, right. He was just like, well, that was basically for him. It sounded like the vampire was a puppet, and he'd already done its job. That's kind of the thing you got from what he was talking about when he's talking about the vampire. And so now it's like both of them. What's the other thing?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know yet.
So there's something someone else killed then.
We'll find out next time.
Hey.
So with that, I think leave some things open. Somebody wants to tinker around and go up to level 9. Exciting.
Yay.
And then we'll figure out. We'll kind of come up with a plan on some intel. Very likely have some stuff together as far as what the, if we're hearing back from what's happening with the Archwizard and the mercenaries and what's going on there. And then we decide if we want to go out and if we want to stay and reinforce the garrison, if we want to go investigate the barrier in this area, if like what kind of things we want to do when we get back. We can kind of think about that stuff.
Yeah, I'm still probably worried about Lumos people at this point, especially more so now. No, we were kind of heading there anyway, but new information, new threats anyway. And waiting to hear back more from Stein's magic book.
You will hear from the Archwizard, so the Archwizard isn't dead or anything like that. But I'm going to have to put together what exactly is, the report's going to be. I'll have that for you guys when we start next time. And we'll go ahead and kill the stream.